Hey guys, it's TheFrXion here, or Tiger12, however you want to call me, I don't really care, and welcome back to World of Tanks. Now today we're going to be talking about the black market, and yeah, the black market in this game is something that we haven't seen before, and it was a very big surprise when it was announced. Basically, they announced it like 3 days or 4 days ago. They announced it, made a video. The next day we were able to buy the very first tank. So we didn't really have a chance to prepare what is the black market going to be like, and have like an idea how we can judge judge the trailer, or analyze the trailer more closely. But now that we are already in like day 4 or day 5 of the black market, I think we can take a little bit of a step back and look at the whole picture. Oh yeah, just ignore that. That was a horrible game. Let me just close that real fast. And see how the black market actually does fit into the game. So it's just going to be an event that lasts 7 days. Is the black market going to come back eventually? Probably yes. That is something that I think is highly possible or probable that it will come back eventually, because wargaming have really made a lot of profit if you look at it, from the sales that they had. And I think they're going to be doing this event later down the road again. So the black market, what is it? It's basically just an event where they are uploading a certain amount of vehicles into the store, which you can buy for a certain amount of credits or gold. I'm not sure what vehicle will cost credits and what vehicle is going to cost you gold. There was no real pattern there. There are premium tanks that you were able to buy for credits, most of them, and then there were like 2 or 3 like exceptions that you were only able to buy with gold. Now the Type 59G obviously was the most discussed vehicle, most debated on. We can look at it real fast. I don't have it in my garage. I didn't buy it. And to be fair, I wouldn't have bought it probably because it costs you 25,000 gold. That is going to be one of the main things that we'll be focusing on, the price in this video. So Type 59G, this vehicle has been on the Chinese server for a very long time. I think with the 4 times bonus on credits and experience, but it doesn't have the same features on the other servers, because the Chinese server is pay to win. It's a complete different kind of mentality in that server, and I hope it never comes to the North American or the Western Europe or Russia servers, because if that happens, well, we're going to have a very bad time. And you can see, actually, if I would have bought this tank with my clan, with the Poco clan, it would have looked really, really cool. If you're asking what this is, it's basically a PSP game back in the days, Loco Roco. But I don't want to talk too much about that. It just looks really cool, and yeah, it would have cost you 20,000 gold, which would have been the 18,000 gold additional cost just for the skin, because the Type 59 cost you about 8,000 or 7,000 gold to buy it back in the days. So you basically pay 18,000 for a golden version of the Type 59. But I can't blame the people too much. It's a very unique vehicle. It's very rare. Tank collectors love it. It just costs you 25,000 grand. 25 grand of gold. And there were only 500 units that they shipped out on the North American server. Now, did the people buy him? Obviously. In 30 seconds, North America had no more Type 59Gs to sell. And does that bother me? Yes and no. Does it bother me because I didn't get one? No. Does it bother me because the price is ridiculous? Yes. Now, when they first announced the black market, we didn't really know what it was, and when they started, they're selling like the M41 Black Dog for 5 million credits. Now, obviously, 5 million credits was still overpaid by about 2 million credits if you kind of compared the value of the vehicle in credits. When you would have bought it with gold, it costs you about like 7,000 or 8,000 gold. And that would have been like something along the lines of 2-3 million credits, and you would be overpaying by 2 million credits. But still, it was very surprising because you're first time ever able to buy a premium tank with credits. And that's the main thing that really makes this so appealing. You'll be able to buy premium tanks for credits, which was never a possibility before. You don't need to buy gold. If you have a lot of credits, you'll be able to buy some of those vehicles. And I think that's a really cool concept, and it's something they should build upon. You know, and when they started selling those tanks for gold again, the WZ-111, Alpine Tiger, and the Type 59G, I just think they kind of did take a little bit back, or backpedal a little bit, because those vehicles were really cool. But the prices, that is going to be another thing. The pricing of the vehicles is one of the main problems that I have with the game, or with the black market event. You pay 5 million for a Black Dog, which I think is okay. It's a tier 8 premium tank. You pay 3 million for the FCM, the French tier 3 light tank destroyer. The Saxon was actually okay with the price. You paid like 500,000 credits. It still is a tier 3, but I think that is okay because it is a premium tank and it has all those premium values to it, and it's a very rare vehicle as well. But then you have to pay like 23 million for FV, the tier 10 tank destroyer. And I think obviously, yes, it's an FV. They took it out of the game last year, and now they're selling it again for 23 million. I think that this entire black market thing right here is a bit of a testing environment for wargaming to see how far they can push those prices. And they've been very successful. They saw that people were able to, people just bought those vehicles, doesn't matter what kind of price. And I think this is going to give them more of an incentive to do the same thing next time around, by putting out more vehicles for very ridiculous prices. Now, it is kind of a two-edged sword right there, because on the one hand, it's really cool that they're selling those vehicles for credits, right? It's really cool that people who don't have to spend money are able to get a certain amount of those premium tanks. Then on the other hand, the other guys who have already had like most of the vehicles have spent a lot of money onto the game, that they can finally get some of those rare vehicles that they weren't able to get before. They can finally buy them now. I think that's also really cool. It shows you, it allows those guys to also have something. So basically no one is being excluded, everyone is being involved. The ones who are new and that don't want to spend too much money on, they can still get some of the vehicles, and the ones who spend a lot of money on, they can still get some of the vehicles that they don't own yet. So actually it's a really cool thing, right? It's pro and pro, but it also kind of does have the danger that they're just going to be putting out vehicles that were very unique and people worked really hard for out there for very ridiculous sums, and since they know that people will buy them, and it kind of makes it a bit vulnerable. It makes the entire thing a bit of a very dangerous festive thing when they're all of a sudden selling certain vehicles for a certain amount of gold or credits, which will be probably very ridiculous in price, and people will still buy them because, well, those tanks are super rare. That is kind of the danger that we have with the black market. I think it is still a really cool way. We just have to see what kind of vehicles are coming into the rotation now in the next couple of days. I'll obviously be updating at least on the vehicles that I think that are really cool. And I hope you guys did enjoy this little video. I know it's just me addressing some of the concerns that I have, but I would really like to see what you guys think of the black market. What do you think? Do you think this is a good way, a good move from wargaming, or do you think this is the ultimate wargaming money cash grab? As always, leave your thoughts in the description down below or in the comment section down below. I'll look into them, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace out.